Hey everybody, Ryan Schramm. Gonna be taking you on a tour today of a community in North San Clemente. It's gonna be inland side of the 5 freeway and the very northern border of San Clemente. And it's called Harbor Estates. Mainly comprised of custom homes built between 1950 and 1970 on a slope that is much higher than the freeway and much higher than the other homes that are in the flats. So it has awesome ocean views. And depending on the orientation of the lot, you might have kind of a view that's more directed kind of towards Dana Point Harbor. So you get some really nice harbor views, hence the name of the community. And anything that's gonna kind of be looking out towards the harbor, Catalina will be in the backdrop from there. There's also some other views that are kind of oriented more like due south, where the harbor might be off to the right, and Catalina and San Clemente Island on full display. But I'll keep talking as we start driving here. What's cool about Harbor Estates is it's custom. So if you contrast this neighborhood to maybe like the hill that's up above San Clemente High School, those are tract neighborhoods. So you're gonna have, you know, floor plans that are common throughout the tract. Whereas here in Harbor Estates, every home was custom built. They sold off the lots, and then it was the person who bought the lot, their responsibility to build whatever house they choose. So you've got some similar floor plans that people were using back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. And most of the square footage is, like if we were to use an average, is probably around 2,200 square feet. So I'm going on Calle Real right now. Everything on this ocean view side of the street up on our left is gonna have incredible ocean views. So much so that some of the older homes are being scraped and new construction is being built here now. So there's a sprinkling, a few new construction homes that would have no problem selling for the high $3 million range. This is kind of the crown of the street here of Calle Real, and also where it turns into Calle Bienvenido. So the street name changes, and here's an example of a brand new home that's being built because of the fantastic lot. From garage level, this thing's almost 3 stories and would sell for a huge premium right next to a house that is more original in stature. And it's important to note here too in the Harbor Estates that you'll have a mix of single levels and 2 stories. So if you're looking for a single level ocean view, this is a community I would want to show you, in addition to the hill above the high school. So we're gonna keep making our way down Calle Bienvenido here, and we're gonna make a left onto Manzana. And anytime there's ocean view, we want to consider, you know, could somebody have trees or also build up in front of your view? So how big of a slope we have here is going to be really important. So up above us is Bienvenido and Calle Real, and the run of slope is super long. You can see how green everything is right now because it's been such a wet winter. Now that we're in spring, everything's in full bloom, which is really cool. So Calle Real, Calle Bienvenido have this huge run of slope. So it's gonna be really difficult for anything on Manzana to grow up and block the view from above. But as we kind of terrace down onto the other streets, you'll see that the distance of the single loaded street gets shorter. So we have to kind of take that into consideration and see if there's anything growing up in the view. These streets up here are super quiet. There's very little pass-through traffic. You know, most of the traffic that's taking place up here is from people that live in the community. So it is very, very peaceful. There is no HOA. So there, as far as what you do to your property, that's just gonna be something, if you were to make changes, that has to be done through the city. There's no governing HOA that's going to require or have CC&Rs governing what you do to your property. All right, so now we're turning off Calle Real onto Calle Mayo, another ocean view street, single loaded. But as we kind of pull up here, all the homes on the left, again, facing the ocean view, but the run of slope for these homes is a lot shorter than where we just were. I'm gonna make a quick right onto Juno. So we've got May and June Street, essentially, Calle Mayo, Calle Juno. And this run of slope between Juno and Manzana, huge. So if you're looking again, Calle Real, Bienvenido, Manzana, huge run of slope, unobstructed view. Calle Juno, smaller slope. Calle Mayo, smaller slope. And Calle Abril, smaller slope. So it just becomes a case-by-case basis how much view you'll have, and something that we just need to get into the property and take a look for ourselves. So again, a mix of 2 stories and 1-story homes, some upgraded, some more original. So if you're looking for a fixer-upper, a lot of times a fixer-upper will present itself in this community because there still are a lot of original homes. So this is kind of a good perspective of what I'm talking about on the slope. When you look down Calle Mayo and Calle Abril left to right, you can see the height. It's a shorter run of slope. So these palm trees, when they grow up, or the trees in the backyard, they could start to obstruct the view from up above. And there's no governing body that's forcing people to cut trees. So we just need to make sure that if an unobstructed property or unobstructed ocean view from your property is of utmost importance, that we make sure that those things are clear. And it's also cool, Harbor Estates is basically, it's located in an area of San Clemente that's right on the border of Capistrano Beach. The zip code here is 92673, and the zip code in Capo Beach is 92674. So at Harbor Estates, you actually are in an area where San Clemente meets Dana Point and meets San Juan Capistrano. So you have really good access to points going north, really good access to the harbor, and good access to what's going on in San Clemente off of Camino De Los Mares and Calle de Estrella. So again, just to kind of summarize what we've seen here, big ocean view community, 50s and 60-year-old, or I should say 1950s and 1960s built homes that are all custom. There are a myriad of kind of different floor plans that people were using to build with a contractor back then. So you might see some of the same homes up there, but you might see something that's completely unique to the neighborhood as well. And if you want ocean view, you can expect to buy something up here. If it's a fixer-upper, maybe in the mid 1.5, 1.6 range, or if it's something that's completely fixed up, it's not uncommon for a home to sell for 2.5 to 3 million. And something like that new construction home, larger square footage, those homes are pushing up into the 3s now. But you get fantastic ocean views in a very quiet neighborhood with great access to the 5. And that's the identity. So if that's that's something that you're looking for, I'd put that on your list. Text me, say, hey, the Harbor Estates community looks super interesting. I'll prepare some properties for you to look at in that community, and then we can contrast it against the Hill, which is more central San Clemente, and look at those at that time too. So just shoot me a text if that's something that you're interested, and I'll look forward to hearing from you then.